Hey everyone, Christina here, Ginger Mama. Good evening. Sorry my hair's wet, but I took a shower, I was mowing, I was doing this, if you saw my earlier content. But listen, here's the deal. I want to talk about apologies. I was reflecting with Spirit while I was getting ready and showering, and I was like, Jesus, you didn't apologize. You did not apologize when your life could have been saved. Right? Many saw it as ignorance. I want you to understand, he defied the Pharisees. Justice is here. He knew he would have his demise, which I'm not saying you'll have that, okay? Don't spin out. Don't be on this page if you're in psychosis or something. But with justice here, he knew that the rich elite would not believe him. And there were many times they said, Jesus, how dare you? Don't say that. This is not going to end well. He said, I know, for my Father has told me. And right now, some of you are at that precipice where things might not go the way you had manifested or hoped. You might lose a job. You might lose certain friends or family. And I'm not saying don't apologize if you know you wronged someone. But if you were consciously awoke and you tried your absolute best to communicate in clarity, honesty, and discernment, and you tried time after time, yet they would not hear, believe, or support you, then no, you do not go back and beg and grovel at the feet of those who are non-believers. Because you not being there is exactly part of their awakening. And I am not telling you to hurt yourself. I'm not telling you to harm yourself. I'm not telling you that things will not get better. What I'm telling you is you're going to have to fight through a little bit with Spirit. And you need to be guarded right now. The battle's done. God's doing the deep work with them. The dreams, the energy, whatever it is. But you are lonely. You are isolated right now. And they think your heart space is shut off. They think that you will not come back and apologize or speak truth. When in reality, if they actually go and walk back through the steps, you did not lie. You did not cheat. You did not steal. If I'm talking to a spiritual person, I'm talking to a spiritual person. If you know you cheated when you were committed, I'm not talking to you. Don't you dare. You know you were honest to the best of your fucking abilities. You know that. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying Jesus never apologized in his life, right? That's a great question. To look that up again in biblical reference. But I'm saying some of you right now, Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, you're upset with these feminines. They're only focused on money. They're bitter. Why won't they communicate with me? They must have regret. Do they have regret, or were they told not to speak to you? Or are you trying to get them so depleted that you think they're going to come back and beg for money from you? That's how you make peace, is they come crawling back. What is it? Barefoot, pregnant, and naked? You have no idea what it's like. You have no idea what it's like to be a single woman trying to build a career, speaking the word of God, and having every single person doubt you, and then assume that you're wealthy or rich, when the reality is you work around the clock, that Wheel of Fortune. You do everything you can, as Jesus did too, to connect with Spirit, to share the downloads, to share the messages, to serve. And then you want them to ask you to beg? They're not beggars. They're God's people. And you walked away from them. You made a choice. You said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And you chose money. Well, guess what? If you think they're going to suddenly awaken and come back to you and be like, you know what? You are the love of my life because you have money. Money is not taken to your grave. We still speak about Jesus Christ today. Jesus Christ did not choose money. He chose God and he chose love. And some will say that was at his own demise. Okay, But Christ consciousness is here in the collective. And I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying don't try. Jesus tried. He tried so hard, 9 of Cups. He tried to tell his followers, you'll betray me. You're going to hurt me. How did he know that? A dream, a vision, a download. He told the people around him exactly what would happen. And he prayed and he hoped, and I guarantee you, someone said earlier in my life, they said, Jesus wept, not just cried, he wept. A male body. For those of you men out there that are afraid to cry and weep, yeah, feel it. Jesus wept at the thought of the ridicule and the pain he would have to endure by the non-believers. He fought against traditional establishments. And right now, what is happening in the state of the world, what is happening with spiritual ascension, requires that you see clearly that there are people that they will not come back to you. And it's not because they're addicts. It's not because they're cruel people. It's not because they're mean or they're not aligned with God. It's because they know that they told you truth and it was confirmed in duality, and you know it too. But you decided to hold money above God. You decided to use that as your bargaining chip, which Jesus Christ did not allow the Pharisees to do. He said, you will not bargain with money. It's energy and it's God. Yeah. In your head? Good. Think about it. But I'm telling you right now, you guys have to protect yourselves. High Priestess here. You have to. There are people out there right now. They think their awakening is like, I'm just going to wait and they're going to come back. They never pursue. They never chase. They never offer. They never tip. They never donate to anybody. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about anybody. They don't ask God before they spend money. Yet they claim to be compassionate and kind because they want to play God on earth. If they were that compassionate and kind, they would be communicating with you, speaking with you, and discussing what is occurring publicly with their families, with their friends, all of it. But they're in their ego hiding out, knowing the ascension is real, not caring, trying to take, there it is, 4 of Wands reversed, trying to take custody, trying to take money, whatever it is for you. They know the energy is real. They're just so afraid to fight in a different way other than coin. And they really believe you should bow at their knees and ask forgiveness. When if they were really spiritual, if they were really aligned, the High Priestess that came out earlier, this one was reversed, they would already know through God's accord that you are clean. I just took a shower. You are forgiven. You were telling the truth. And the ripples and the tides of what you've done, what you've spoken, who you've been with, whatever has happened, was all part of collective ascension. Instead, they want you to feel shame, obligation, and indebtedness to them, which is what they wanted of Jesus Christ. They wanted him to feel shame, indebtedness, all of this, and they kept waiting, they kept pushing. He finally flipped those tables. And by the way, that's why he was arrested. You know that, right? You know that, right? So before you go preach about how they should owe you or you deserve an apology, you might ask yourself, are you sure that they owe it to you? Or is that your ego? Are you sure? The real spiritual people told you kindly on repeat before they got upset, angry, or defensive, just like Jesus Christ did. That is Christ collective consciousness, as is spoken in Revelations. And true spiritual beings who know they did that, no, they're not going to come groveling at your feet for a fucking dollar bill. No. You can watch the consequences of your own actions, and they'll stand steadfast, not worried about how crucifixion occurs in other forms.